success.
Moving on now, in an exclusive conversation with DD India's Shubhendu Ghosh, Maldives opposition MP Meekhail Naseem has said that the country's current government has been using the anti-India rhetoric to score points domestically. Listen in.
India and Maldives have enjoyed close development and people-to-people ties traditionally. But some issues of concern have come up in recent days. I have with me a special guest from Maldives, Mr. Meekhail Naseem, Member of Parliament, Maldives. Mr. Naseem, welcome to DD India.
Thank you for having me.
Mr. Naseem, in Maldives, the opposition parties are united against the current Maldives government stance with regard to India, a certain anti-India stance. Can you tell us more about what is going on?
Well, Maldives has always held an India-first policy, and it is not without good reason. Maldives has held this policy regardless of who was in government because we understand the reality of our geography. We understand where our strategic interests lie, and we understand the importance of having India as our closest ally, as our most reliable ally. And history shows that this has always been the case. And I think what has happened is that the then opposition leading up to the presidential election of 2023, they had been using anti-India sentiments and anti-India rhetoric to score political points locally. And despite assuming office, President Moise and his administration, including the deputy ministers who made the derogatory remarks against President Modi, they have not been able to understand what they can and cannot do as a ruling party, I think. That's what's going on.
Mr. Naseem, historically, India and Maldives have been very close development partnership. If I remember, in 2021, the India made COVID vaccines. Maldives was the first nation to receive it as a gift. Then what led to this 180-degree turn?
Well, I think Maldivians, as a people, we have always appreciated India as our closest ally, and as a country, regardless of who was in government, we have always maintained an India-first policy, and this is not without good reason. We have held this policy because we understand the reality of our geography, where Maldives lies, where our strategic interests lie. And I think the current government leading up to the election and using rhetoric to score political points locally, it has, I think, still not understood what it can and what it can't do as a ruling party. And some of its activists who are now in government, I think they're still stuck in that time frame where they have been using anti-India sentiments to stir up anti-government sentiments in the Maldives, and I think they have not been able to stop since then.
Mr. Naseem, Maldives government has welcomed Chinese vessels to dock at your ports. Earlier, Sri Lanka had denied a similar permission.
Well, I think it is very concerning that, all of this seems very coordinated to me, at least, and President Moise had just ended his China trip, and then we saw very senior Chinese government officials visiting the Maldives again, and the news of the Navy vessel arriving in the Maldives came soon after that. So the lack of transparency and the lack of information given to the public about why this vessel is coming, what the purpose is, and why the Maldives is welcoming a vessel that was banned by its closest neighbor, Sri Lanka. I think that is very concerning.
In view of the recent exchanges, perhaps even online, the controversies between India and Maldives, is there any message that you have for people of India from Maldives?
Well, yes. First and foremost, I would like to say that as a people, Maldivians are very disappointed in the current government's lack of seriousness in dealing with this diplomatic row that is going on. And as a people, we reject We reject these racist remarks, and we reject the people who have made these remarks, and we want serious action taken. But as you know, the government is a separate entity, and I think I would really urge everyone to consider Maldivians as a people and not. And I would like to reiterate that the government's actions do not reflect the majority view of Maldivians.
So that was my colleague Shubhendu Ghosh earlier in